On today's episode of Undercover Boss, the founder and CEO of AdvantaClean, one of the leading businesses in keeping homes safe from water damage, goes undercover in his own company. This former football player suits up and tackles every homeowner's nightmare and decides to go where no one has gone before. Along the way, he'll find hard workers who are busy with challenges of their own, and will this CEO be able to keep his cover from being discovered?
You want to hear something funny, sir?
I would.
I know who you are, sir.
Well,
Find out next on today's episode of Undercover Boss. Operating across the United States, AdvantaClean has specialized in keeping homes and businesses free from water damage and mold since 1994, and with 225 locations in 33 states, this $50 million a year business is led by the founder and CEO, Jeff Duden.
I'm Jeff Duden. I'm the CEO and founder of AdvantaClean.
At AdvantaClean, they perform light environmental services and they make homes and businesses clean, safe, and healthy. A lot of their business is centered around moisture and water getting into places where it doesn't belong and causing mold to grow. Advanta employees work in tough places like attics, basements, crawl spaces to do the job, and occasionally they deal with raw sewage that's leaked to the home, which makes their job a lot dangerous. Jeff grew up in Illinois and was a receiver for his school's football team, and from there he was able to get a scholarship to North Carolina, where he met his future wife and graduated with a business degree after he worked in the painting and construction industry for quite a while. But in 1992, Hurricane Andrew hit South Florida, and he went down there to help people whose homes have been destroyed, and he started getting contracts to help build the homes back and made a lot of connections doing that. And while working there, he also saw that there's a shortage of businesses fixing water problems, and he saw an opportunity to create a business that deals with those problems. And in 1994, Advanta was created, and they worked on mainly repairing water damages caused by hurricanes in 3 states, and they grew their business very fast. And in 2009, they started to offer franchises and expanded their work. Now they have over 225 locations and are still growing faster than ever. Jeff wants to go undercover because he wants to see if their franchisees are using their guidebooks correctly and giving the highest quality of service that Advanta always promises. He'll be going undercover as Dusty, a contestant on a reality show, competing to win money.
I will be going undercover as Dusty, the hipster dude, Southern California type guy.
For his first job, he travels to Greenville, South Carolina to work as a Mulder meditation.
Today I'm in Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm going to be working with a mold remediation tech.
And he meets up with Barry, who gives him his protective suit so spiders and snakes don't get into him. And they crawl under the house to remove mold, and he shows him how to properly clean the mold, and Jeff sees how passionate Barry is about doing his job right and serving his customers. Jeff is impressed by him, and although the crawl space was very tiny and smelly and a little scary for him,
Barry's a funny guy. His energy was good. He appreciates life and what he's doing every day, and he seems to be in a really good spot.
he follows Barry's instructions and does pretty well. While working together, he learns that Barry has a young daughter who gives him the motivation to keep working hard, and he's also saving money to finally get married.
Absolutely believe that there's a future at AdvantaClean for Barry. We have lots of opportunities that he can grow into.
For his next job, he travels to Carnation, Washington to work under the lead technician.
Today, I'm in Carnation, Washington, and I'm going to be working with a lead tech.
And he meets up with Kyle, and he takes him into a customer home, which been recently water damaged. Jeff sees Kyle is taking care of the customer's home carefully, so it won't be damaged, which he really appreciates.
He's had responsibility, a little tight, so I'm excited to see how that discipline and demeanor plays into the job today.
They then work on removing the sink, and Jeff really struggles to remove it, and after that they remove the wall and find a damaged inner wall. While working together, he learns that Kyle is a veteran and came to Washington so he can work while taking a school for social work, as Kyle's passion is helping others.
Joined the National Guard, deployed to Afghanistan, did other stuff, military training, whatnot, and then came back to this career field.
He shares that he had a vet friend that killed himself in front of his family because he was drinking and had underlying mental issues. He sees that there are a lot of issues with veterans like PTSD, and he wants to be able to help them recover and live a happy life. For his next job, he travels to Douglasville, Georgia to work with a project manager.
Today I'm in Douglasville, Georgia, and I'm going to be working with a project manager.
And project managers have a very big responsibility as they lead a whole team and are responsible for the job to be done effectively and safely, and he meets up with Steven and he first teaches him how to vacuum the attic. While working together, Jeff learns that Stevens likes to collect old things and save them.
You ever seen one of these?
Steering wheel for a wagon?
Pedal car, back in the day.
Pedal car, yeah,
before our time.
He also loves to ride his motorcycle with his family, which he now plans to upgrade. Everything was going quite well with Steven until he asked him how long it took him to grow his beard, which Jeff is stunned by the question because his beard is actually a disguise, and he answers by saying a few months, which should not be possible.
That's crazy though. I grew out this right here.
Yeah.
I grew it down to my chin. It took me 2 years.
Then everything becomes awkward before Steven finally says that he knows that he is the owner.
I know who you are, sir.
Well, I'm not quite sure what to say.
You got a little hairier since the last time I've seen you.
And with nowhere to hide, Jeff finally admits and reveals his true identity. Jeff then tells him that he's on Undercover Boss and makes him promise not to tell anyone else. After blowing his cover, Jeff travels to Indianapolis, Indiana to work with a cleaning technician.
Today we're in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm going to be working with a cleaning tech.
And he meets up with Danielle, who takes a liking to his looks immediately and gets excited to talk to him. She then teaches him how to clean up and wash the dishes and tells him to take care of the customer items as he does his own, which is a great rule to follow.
She impressed upon me to treat this stuff just like I would treat my grandmother's stuff, and that's a great way to express.
While working together, he learns that she has a son with special needs and that her husband offed himself, so now she has to take care of their 3 children alone. Danielle moved to the big city a few months ago and hasn't been able to find a full-time job, and she loves working in Advanta, and she hopes one day she can get a full-time job there.
I'm just really proud to have got to work with her today and get to know her a little bit.
Finally, Jeff's undercover time comes to an end, and he invites his employees to reveal his true identity.
I'm actually Jeff Dude, and I'm the CEO and founder of AdvantaClean.
Wow.
First in was Steven, and they joke about him figuring out his true identity very fast, and he tells him that he loved the way he represented the brand, and rewards him with a fully paid football match and weekend vacation, and then gives him his dream bike.
It feels amazing. I've never had anything like this happen in my life. Never expected anything to happen. I just work because I like to work.
Next in was Kyle, and he tells him that he was impressed with how well he did the job for a short time that he was with the company, and he then gives him $20,000 to finish his school and do whatever he wants.
Having the support of Jeff and this opportunity, it's getting me so much closer to my ultimate goal.
After that was Danielle, and he tells her that he appreciates how much she cared for the customer's properties, and he then offers to send her and her family to an all-expense-paid vacation, and also gives her a full-time promotion, and offers to pay her rent for the next 2 years, and thanks her for being an inspiration.
I feel like I do have a future now, like I can actually breathe again, and it feels amazing.
And last in was Barry, and he tells him that he loved his energy and had a lot of fun working with him, and then gives him $10,000 for his wedding, and offers to give him his own franchise, which is worth $100,000.
And now we have something that we could grow on, we have something to look forward to. He gave me a better chance to live.
And that is how today's episode of Undercover Boss wraps up.